I'm not sure I can take any more tears.
I know.
We did have a couple last night, though, as well. It was huge. It was a different sports personality, obviously, because of the situation that we're all in. I think there were moments in it that, because of that, made it even more emotional than usual. No live audience, but 1,000 people formed a virtual audience. Millions watched at home, of course. And the main prize went to Lewis Hamilton, but there were special awards for the likes of Marcus Rashford and captain Sir Tom Moore for what they have achieved in this most unusual of years. And I got to speak to the winners. We were chuffed to bits to be there. What an incredible night it was. And tonight on BBC One, you can see our documentary following Marcus Rashford's campaign to help feed the UK's poorest families. Here is an exclusive clip of when the Prime Minister gave him a surprise call. Do watch it.
Oh, I can't wait, Sal. There's been so much going on, and it's really hard to keep up. But if we watch at 7 o'clock, we'll be across most things.
Yeah, sit down, cup of tea, enjoy it.
Thank you very much. Thanks, Sal.
It's not even half sport, because the sports personality, that was just really scraping the surface.
Oh, I think our little screen needs a hug as well. What's going on? We're all feeling a bit lonely, aren't we? Such a long way away from me there. Yeah, of course, we've been talking about Sports Personality of the Year. That was last night. But away from that, the game of the day in the Premier League was at Old Trafford, where Leicester are just ahead of Manchester United in the Premier League table after Celtic have completed an historic quadruple treble, winning all 12 domestic trophies in Scotland over the course of the last 4 seasons. Andy Murray played this weekend. He beat Dan Evans of any rust on that serve.
That's good news, isn't it?
Great news. He's unstoppable, isn't he?
Hopefully. Thanks, Al.
Lewis Hamilton is named BBC Sports Personality of the Year. Lewis Hamilton is named BBC Sports Personality of the Year. He wins.
Morning.
Thanks very much for that. Yeah, I like to bring a little bit of glitz and glamour in these difficult times. Wasn't it great, though, the moment that Lewis Hamilton discovered he'd won? He was really surprised.
Yes.
He was completely taken by surprise. We spoke to him afterwards and he said, oh, you know, my heart was racing because I thought, are they going to say my name? I wasn't expecting them to, and then they did.
Even though he's already got one.
He's already got one. Went for the double. And, of course, no live audience in the studio this year, but around 1,000 people formed a virtual audience and millions watched at home. As we said, the main prize went to Lewis Hamilton, but there were special awards for the likes of Marcus Rashford and captain Sir Tom Moore for what they have achieved in this most unique of years. And I got to speak to the winners. The bias was brilliant, wasn't he? And I have to tell you that tonight on BBC One, you can see our documentary following Marcus Rashford's campaign to help feed the UK's poorest families. Here is an exclusive clip of when the Prime Minister gave him a phone call. It's taken us, we've been working on this documentary now for several months.
I was going to say, I was trying to count the months, Sally. Was it pre-coronavirus you started?
Pre-coronavirus, and obviously we filmed the documentary, most of it in lockdown.
Yeah, exactly.
So it's been really, really very, very challenging. And you will have seen lots of Marcus Rashford, I think, in the papers and clips on the TV. But tonight, you will see things that you've never seen before. He has welcomed us into his home, and his family have done the same. His mum, Mel, is amazing. I think she's the star of the show.
And she's the reason why he does all of this, isn't she?
She is, absolutely. He mentioned her last night, didn't he? It's sports personality. She is the reason that he is so keen to keep going.
And he's giving her his trophy that he won.
Yeah, he will.
So sweet. We'll look forward to it, Sally. 7 p.m. tonight. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Can't wait for that. It's going to be